Hello, and welcome to the public meeting for the TxDOT Odessa District 2025-2028 Rural Transportation Improvement Program, also known as the Rural TIP. Following a safety minute, we will go over the counties in the Odessa District and all the roads under the district's care. We will also review the basics of the Rural TIP and why it is important for you to participate. We will explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified in order to make the most of the program. Once you understand the process, you will have the opportunity to review all the projects the Odessa District has included in the 2025-2028 program. We will also discuss where funding to pay for these projects come from and how it will get distributed. Lastly, we will explain how you can comment on these projects. November 7th of 2000 was the last deathless day on roadways in Texas. That means for nearly 23 years, at least one person has died every single day. We all have a part to play to change that. This message is that reminder to end the streak of deaths on Texas highways. We need drivers and passengers to act more responsibly and to help us reach our goal of 0 deaths by 2050. Texans can play a major role in ending fatal crashes with a few simple driving habits. Wear seatbelts, drive the speed limit, put away the phone and other distractions, and never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So please do your part and share this message with your friends and family. This is a map of the Odessa District. Projects included in the 2025-2028 Rural TIP are located in Andrews, Martin, Loving, Winkler, Ector, Midland, Ward, Crane, Upton, Reeves, Pecos, and Terrell counties. The Rural TIP is a list of local projects to be funded in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means that all projects included in the list are expected to be under construction within 4 years following its approval. The Rural TIP is multimodal, which means that it can include projects relating to highways, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects, as well as the preliminary studies used to define those projects. The Rural TIP is meant to show regional agreement on the need and priority of transportation projects, so all parties involved can be sure they are making the best investment for the community. It is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the regional long-range transportation plans to ensure that all agencies are working towards the same goal. The Rural TIP is a part of the statewide Transportation Improvement Program, also known as STIP. Because the program rules are established by federal law, no project can receive federal funding unless it is listed in the Rural TIP. It is important for you to participate because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most immediate needs. By providing comments on these projects, you are helping us identify regional priorities. By participating in this meeting, you are 1, having a regional impact, 2, having us be more effective with your money, and 3, ensuring that we are investing where we should. Rural transportation organizations, metropolitan planning organizations, and local governments are responsible for selecting projects within their boundaries. TxDOT, through each district office, is responsible for selecting projects relating to the state transportation system and other national roadways. This includes interstates, state and U.S. highways, and most importantly, the farm-to-market and ranch-to-market roads we use every day. The projects you will review today should respond to local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects should be advanced. Once projects have been defined, they are evaluated according to their scale and classified according to the funding they require, as well as their potential impact. Big projects are categorized as regionally significant projects and are included as standalone items, such as a new bridge over a river. To simplify this budgeting and planning process, smaller projects are lumped together into 11 separate subcategories referred to as grouped projects. Grouped projects include things like landscaping, safety lights, or new bicycle and pedestrian facilities. This grouping practice facilitates the federal funding of smaller projects, such as the pavement repair of an FM road. This map shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2025. This table shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2025. This map shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2026. This table shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2026. This map shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2027. This table shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2027. This map shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2028. This table shows all rural projects included in fiscal year 2028. The rural tip functions as a budget list for the district. Frequently, we identify more improvements than we have money to implement. This means prioritizing projects. The rural tip must be realistic about the amount of money available to cover costs. Funds can come from three main sources. 1. The federal government allocates funds through processes established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administrations. 2. TxDOT, like the federal government, also allocates a section of our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. 3. Local government. Once the need has been identified and the amount of federal monies has been defined, the rural tip helps local governments assess the funding requirements to match those of the federal and state government and their capacity to meet them. Additionally, we have been able to get some funding from private sources. This timeline illustrates the rural tip process and where we are right now. Once your comments have been collected and considered, the district will submit the rural tip for approval and integration into the statewide document. The statewide transportation improvement program is built from the rural tips of all 25 districts, as well as the transportation programs from all the MPOs. The timeline shows where the rural tip process fits into the larger effort. Once the STIP is approved by the federal government, approved projects are funded and become one step closer to being constructed. Now that you are familiar with the rural tip, we would like to hear from you. Please email your comments to Gabriel Ramirez at gabriel.ramirez@txdot.gov. You may also download and fill out a comment card and mail it back to us at Texas Department of Transportation, Odessa District. Attention, Gabriel Ramirez. 3901 East Highway 80, Odessa, Texas, 79761. All comments must be received by Monday, May 13, 2024. We thank you for your participation and look forward to your feedback.